Get ready for the ultimate political showdown.
Worst vice president in the history of our country.
Join us on Real America's Voice.
A San Francisco liberal.
Socialism, socialism, socialism.
Don't miss our live coverage of this historic debate.
Kamala Harris, the ultimate radical.
She wants to take away your guns.
I do believe that we need to do buybacks.
She wants to allow millions of people to pour into our border.
Pass comprehensive immigration reform. Bring them out from under the shadows.
The only way we're going to stop this threat to democracy is beat the Democrats, and Donald Trump's the guy to do it.
And he's on trial right now because they arrested him 4 times rather than directly run against him.
Meet me on the debate stage.
Anytime, anywhere, any place.
Don't ever use the word smart with me.
I'm speaking.
Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern.
We're going to evict crazy Kamala.
Here we go, Friday night live from Studio 6B. What a night's going to be. What even is that? Coming up, 9 o'clock with Rick Delgado. First official odds makers coming up at 9:30. First guest tonight with the boys and girls on the odds makers. That's going to be fun. Slick's going to do some sports in the meantime. Kevin Downey Jr. is going to do the news. Rick Delgado is going to do the news. Double duty tonight for Delgado News. And what even is that? Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Slickster, we got the color matching going on, kind of. How are you?
I'm doing good, Big D.
You excited for a Friday night?
I'm excited for a Friday night. We got football in Brazil tonight, too.
Oh, so we have to do a mini odds makers before we do the real odds makers.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll do that at the beginning of the second segment.
Yeah.
We'll do that to pick the game tonight. And then we'll get to sports.
You guys want to talk about the game from last night?
I think
we can.
Aaron and Slick got the win last night.
Because
we
were towing the line last night.
Kansas City. I mean, which is just, I don't even know how you take credit for a win like that, but I guess they will.
Take those points off the board, please.
I'll take anything I can get.
I mean, the Kansas City just wanted to give the game away, which is why I had Baltimore. No, I didn't even want the points. I wanted them plus 130. And of course, loser.
Their defense wanted to give it away. That's for sure.
But you guys got lucky. But hey, that's part of it, right? Luck is part of picking these games. So you guys are off to a good start, and we'll see what happens tonight. And then we've got the first odds makers tonight at 9:30.
Yeah.
And our guest is Aaron's dad.
Wow. Woo. Happy Father's Day.
Pretty much. Happy Father's Day. Happy birthday.
Happy belated Father's Day.
Happy everything you do together after tonight could be different.
I know.
It really could be different come Monday when we have the results.
Aaron may need to call the locksmith tonight. Inside joke.
That's exactly right. So, and we know my only goal here is to try to
sow division.
Break my family.
Exactly.
Is to try to get the Thanksgiving table to be a little tension convention.
You never.
I know that's just terrible trait I have of I don't know.
Yeah.
I just find humor in it. I
Killing
don't know
a good
why.
time. That's one of them.
I don't know. It's the Imus days coming out of me. I guess I just find humor in trying to sow division between Aaron and her dad on these picks when Dad whoops up on her.
Whoa!
But I don't know. Maybe Aaron will whoop up on him. She'll have bragging rights. That's possible. Aaron did very well last year for her first time.
Sure, she did.
I mean, so I guess I shouldn't be too quick to jump the gun, but we'll just listen. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. We'll see where the games fall. So Kevin Downey Jr. is here. Of course, you can find him over at PJ Media and, of course, LI News 103.9 FM every day, 10 to 11 a.m. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I got the note that we're wearing fuchsia, so I've got my fuchsia thong. It's non-binary, don't judge. So I can take this either way.
We believe you. We'll just leave it at that. We believe you.
I knew he was always cracked up to be this guy.
Very good. How was your day?
Pretty good, thanks. Thursday is my Friday. So Friday I got to sleep in for an extra 20 minutes. Always
Ooh.
fun. Yeah, I had time to. I actually had time to go to the Dollar Tree, which is not $1 anymore.
I was going to say, is it still Dollar Tree? Is it still $1?
No, it's Bidenomics tree now. They got the stuff goes up to $5 there, but everything the cheapest thing is $1.25. So I want to thank Joe Biden for that. Because that's where us poor people like to eat.
They selling Delgado autographs there.
Not too expensive still.
Yeah, $1.25.
$1.25 too
I'm not
much.
springing for that.
We got to get down to the dime store.
5 to dime.
I don't think
that's a good one, Slick.
You wouldn't, but we do.
Oh God! All right, very good. Kevin's going to have some news. Rick Delgado's here on double duty tonight. Oh, man, there's a lot of work for Delgado tonight, do the news. And let's start with, well, we haven't done it in so long. What's the name of that segment again? What even was that? What even was that? What's coming up in your what even is that? What's the hint? I can't
tell you.
I love these hints.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What kind of hint can I throw out there?
I don't know.
It's a hint of something I told you I would never let go. How about that? And it has nothing to do with Paul Pelosi.
Something I told you I would never let go.
The first paycheck you made on 6B.
There's many things you said that. Dolly Parton, the Queen.
Oh, she's terrible.
Pelosi.
I'm glad the Queen.
There's many things you've said you were in UFO stuff. There's many things. Epstein's whatever. There's so many things that you say you'd never let go.
All right. Well, then how about this?
It's fine. We can leave it at that. I'm just stating that there's many things that fall in that category.
Okay.
So people have to stay tuned until 9 o'clock to see what it is.
Which is why it's a hint not to give it away.
Okay. Very good. All right. Very good.
Yeah.
What's in your other job tonight to do the news? What in the news today? Jobs report came out this morning. Ooh. By the way, I want to thank everybody who joined me this morning. We talked a lot about the jobs report, and a lot has happened since I left the air at 10 o'clock this morning. But what caught your attention in the news today, Delgado?
I guess Trump's sentencing being moved till after the election.
And what do we all think about that? Let's start there. What do you think, Delgado?
That one's got my spidey senses tingling, as they say, because I have a theory.
Yes, I think I have one too.
And I think it might be tied to the story you read about yesterday about the other court case. That's one of my theories. That's
Judge Shutkin?
Yes. Because, if they're going to move the sentencing, which means they don't want to put him in jail just yet. Why? Because, did they finally figure it out that if we keep doing this, he keeps getting more popular?
Well, of course.
Is that possibly what they figured out? Do they not want to make him more of a martyr than they've already made him? Or is it because of this decision from yesterday that Damon read that great article from Julie Kelly, right? Do they not want to? Because if you try to overload with too much, if they try to put him in jail and then they start this other thing, that one gets lost in the sauce, right? Because everybody's thinking about the jail thing. See, you can't overload the simple liberal mind with too much. They can only handle one lie at a time.
Exactly.
To focus on. So I'm wondering if that's it. If they decided, you know what, let's back off here. We'll move it till afterwards. And we'll focus just on this, trying to, give Jack Smith his own lane. Let him just be the focus from now until the election, right? Mm-hmm. Because I guess dates came out today of when he's got to file by, I guess, October 7th. Then Trump's people have to file by another date, and then he gets another date, I think, October 28th. So there's some moving pieces in there. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what concerns me about it, and I'm not surprised, by the way. Harry on the highway was just here, but he had to leave. But if you talk to Harry's been saying to me, I got to get to the Senate. We got to be in New York for the Senate. I said, Harry, you're not going to have to be in New York on the 18th. Don't you worry. He says, why do you say that? I said, well, it's going to get pushed. He says, well, why do you keep saying that? I haven't heard anybody say it's going to get pushed. This was weeks ago. And I said, I'm just telling you, it's going to get pushed. And the reason I always thought it was going to get pushed is two things. Number one, I think if you listen to the judge today, all of a sudden, this judge who has let this courtroom run politically amok, what he's let in, his charging order, the order to the jury, no one can even understand it. This guy's been as political as humanly possible with the way he's run this case in this courtroom. All of a sudden today, he's worried about looking political. So I think they just know that they're better off cheating the election than they are giving him momentum by following through with this date on September 18th. Because when they push it past the election, they're effectively saying, okay, the American people are going to be the judge and jury. That's why we made that shirt. January 5th, we the people, judge and jury. That was always going to be what this came down to. And now I think what they're thinking is if this thing is neck and neck, or she's down a couple, he's down a couple, whatever you want to think of where we stand, let's not give them the momentum now, the extra momentum going into the election this close to it, and look so just outwardly partisan as we have all this time leading up to it, and every time it's worked against us. Push it past the election. Then they cheat the election as much as they can, if it is close. And then they can say, the American people had their chance to be judge and jury here. And now we can really stick it to them.
Right.
And I mean really stick it to them. Because there's no net after the election. There's no net after the election whatsoever for him on any of these cases. And I think they're sitting there weighing, do we follow through with this date and fire up the base and look that much more partisan, or do we at this point take our chance, push it past the election, knowing that we have a good chance to win the election by people voting and who knows what other shenanigans. And then we are free and clear to finally get what we have always wanted, which is to get them. And then we can say, we pushed it off. We didn't want to look partisan during an election time. The American people could have been judge and jury if he had gone out and won a huge landslide. All of this goes away. But obviously people think differently. So whatever the book calls for, that's what we're going to throw at him. Because now he's a former president, but there's nothing in his future. So what do we care? And that's what scares me about it. Kev, what do you think?
I completely agree. I think they're going to, even if it's, it's 34 felonies, excuse me, even if they give him a month for each one, that's a potential life sentence. But I think they're going to give him 5 years minimum. I think this is going to be it. Look, folks, you stand up to the deep state. This is what we'll do. We took as much of this man's money as we could, and now we're going to put him in the slammer for the rest of his life. I firmly think that this will be the final nail in the coffin of any sort of, not just Trump, but the future of the nation, liberty, the Constitution, as we know it, will come down to this. I think if he loses, and they're going to cheat. They're going to cheat. It's just question is, can they cheat big enough? Good news is, everything they've thrown at Trump, he was smarter. You don't tug on Superman's cape. He's going to find a way around this to make this work for him. He might even end every speech with, remember, if I don't win, I'm going to jail forever. And that alone would get the people going crazy.
All right, 13 past the hour, just getting started. We'll do sports with Slick News with Delgado. What even is that at 9 o'clock? Odds makers at 9:30. All coming up.
And we're off and running. Live in the socials, correct? Am I correct with that?
Yes.
Sweet. Now I just have to get on the socials. I'm still looking at Slick Rick and Green from last night.
All right, if you're on socials, hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe.
I think I liked you better last night. Tonight, you're kind of a jackass.
Let's see. Judge is corrupt, but he knows if he jails Trump, he's going to wake the giant. Agreed.
Don't talk like that next Friday. Huh?
Patrick, Damon. What kind of pizza? Same one we always have.
Yes.
Fran and Damon on YouTube commercials keep popping up. I know. I don't know how YouTube decides.
YouTube puts them in where they want to sometimes, so I have used ad blockers to solve that problem.
Howdy Rumblers.
But every ad that runs, remember, supports the show. So
keep those balls rumble.
Bucky's fan, what's going on?
Bucky's fan, the queen of pop.
Delgado and Kevin need to switch seats. Well, we have What Even Is That tonight, so that's why Delgado's in the seat he's in.
Oh, they were right on top of it. They think it's a conspiracy.
Yes.
Delgado's really not alive because he's all the way to the left.
Susan Watts says it's pizza night at their house tonight, too. Love the show.
What do we have? Can they tell us what they're having? We'd like to know.
Thank you. Dana Williams says it's my birthday on Sunday. It's my 37th, 39th birthday. What does that mean?
What happened?
Who's mother's sister's cousin?
So she's 39 plus 37.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
76?
That's good. 76 is a good number.
Yeah, you're almost 76.
Brooks
right?
Spoke said, I figured Damon split up Slick and Rick, the two troublemakers. Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly right.
We're good people.
Should have done that a long time ago.
Oh, man. Wait till you're not here next week.
Right.
For me to split them up, I need to put Delgado in the parking lot.
They're going to let us go on the road. Look out. It's going to be over.
Are you guys going to be live next week? Is that what I heard?
Yep. That's what the great Harry Oates is saying.
Oh, man. Live at the America's First Warehouse.
It's going to be a blast.
Slick, Rick, Kevin Downey, Harry on the Highway at the America's First Warehouse.
Did I hear a rumor maybe a Rav mod or two are going to show up?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find out.
Hello, Janet on Facebook. How's it going?
Confirmation here.
You guys need to do a tour. Somebody give me a tour director who can set it up, and I'll do it. Alrighty, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Slick's going to do some sports. Kevin Downey Jr. is going to do some news. Delgado's got double duty. He's got news. Plus, what even is that? 9 o'clock, top of the hour. And then Odds Makers, first one of the season. First guest from the audience joining us tonight, 9:30. They'll make their picks.
Oof.
How many games did you pick?
4.
4. Aaron, how many did you pick?
4.
Okay, so we got 4, and then your dad's picking 4?
Yep.
Okay, and nobody knows who's picked what, right?
No.
You and Aaron don't have some secret...
we were talking about games we like, but we didn't talk about the picks.
we didn't talk about the picks.
No, we're not in cahoots.
We just were talking about the games in general.
No, we don't. Okay. No, we run this. You kidding me? This is Deloitte and Deutsch runs this thing here. Come on.
Right.
Don't mess around.
Okay, very good. All right, so that's coming up at 9:30. Can't wait for that. I mean, I just can't wait for every Friday now. I love this idea.
This is good stuff.
And we'll see. It's either going to be great or it's going to be a disaster. And we'll just see. If it's a disaster, Delgado came up with it. If it's great, I came up with it. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. So, what are we doing? We're doing sports. 18 past the hour. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. MyPillow, LFS6B is the code to use if you shop at MyPillow. We do appreciate when you do. Use our code as your promo code at checkout, LFS6B. Great savings from Lindell on all great stuff. Slick, what's going on?
Well, we have a game tonight. NFL, first time ever in Brazil. Corinthians Arena. They must have the rich Corinthian.
Oh, that's right. We got to do a little mini odds maker. Well, I don't want the
VIP
music
section.
But,
the rich Corinthian leather.
We haven't even kicked off yet. So Philly is -1.5.
That's correct.
Neutral field in Brazil, playing Green Bay. Slick, who you got?
I can't root for Philadelphia. I'll take the Packers. Give me the Cheeseheads. And what are we getting? We're laying 1.5. No, they're getting 1.5, right?
Yes.
I'll take the Packers plus 1.5.
All right, Aaron, who you got tonight?
I'm going with the same. I'm going with the Packers, taking the 1.5.
Okay, very good. I'm going to go with the Eagles -1.5, only because the two of you are on that. So, no other reason.
Yeah, we'll keep you up to date on scores.
I haven't looked at the game at all, so I'll just go opposite of you two because you guys can't keep winning. So.
Yeah, we can.
No, you can't. Right, you're right.
Yeah. So, all right, very good. So there you go. There's your mini odds makers pick. They got Green Bay. I'll take Philly. We'll just have a little action on both sides. Right. What else is going on in sports?
Well, U.S. Open men's tennis big tonight. Arthur Ashe Stadium here in New York on Long Island, Queens, and one already in the books. Yannick Sinner, to no one's surprise, big favorite. He is the world #1. He made easy disposal of Justin Draper earlier. 7-5, 7-6, 6-2. He will play in the finals on Sunday, awaiting the winner of two Americans, which is the first time since, I believe, 2003 that we've had two Americans playing each other in the U.S. Open semifinals. And it will be Taylor Fritz and Frances Tiafoe. Tiafoe just went ahead 4-3 in the first set. That is live. I am keeping track of that. I really like this Frances Tiafoe. Nice young man, and I really hope he can pull it out. I'd love to see a final with him and Sinner, but nobody's beating Sinner. Sinner's going to wipe out whoever he plays. He's just, the guy's on fire right now. Wipe out. He's so good. He really is. Major League Baseball, we're keeping track of the scores. We know we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. People are lining up for a wild card. Believe it or not, Frank the Tank must be jumping up and down. Last night, the Braves lost. The Mets didn't play, so they didn't have the opportunity to lose. They are now a half game in as the last wild card spot, the third wild card seed.
My God.
So the Mets have a shot at the playoffs, Rick. I think a Subway Series could happen. I don't know. All right, here we go.
Are you a Mets fan, too?
No.
Oh, you're a Yankees fan. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Frank the Tank is lives and dies with every pitch and every second of every Mets game and the Dolphins game and the New Jersey Devils. So, but I think the Mets maybe more than anybody else.
They may make a run. So, Major League Baseball, a couple other games. Let's go to Milwaukee. Right now, the Rockies up 3-2 over the Brewers. That's in the top of the ninth. No score at bottom of the fifth. Rays and Orioles. White Sox and Red Sox knotted at 1, bottom 4. End of 5. Reds and Mets tied at 2. Reds looking to be a spoiler for the Mets wild cards positioning. Phillies 7-0 over the Marlins, top of the fourth. Top fourth, also Braves lead the Blue Jays in Atlanta. Angels and Rangers, no score, bottom first. Top of the first, just underway. Diamondbacks in Houston taking on the Astros. Twins and Royals, no score, end of 1. We got the Mariners and Cardinals, also no score, mid first, just underway these games. Yankees earlier today, Rick, they were at Wrigley and they beat the Cubbies 3-0. Yankees looking good now. Tigers and A's, yeah, Kevin, your Tigers, they didn't lose yet. It's 9:40 they start playing, so that's when it starts. Yeah, Giants and Padres 9:40. And then the nightcap game would be the Guardians at the Los Angeles Dodgers. NCAA football, Big D, couple of games Friday night under the lights, right? Indiana right now leading West Illinois 42-0. Wow, the close game there. 2 minutes to go in the half, and they're up 42-0. And SMU, BYU, that should be a good game with the Mustangs there. And so 7-3, 6 minutes to go there in the second quarter. Duke and Northwestern getting it on Fox Sports at 9 o'clock. And well, tomorrow's the big game. We're all going to be picking that one here. Texas and Michigan, they can't wait for that one. Number 3 versus number 10. But we're going to get into that during Odds Makers. Let me give you a story. Well, a little drama going on here, boys. Remember we talked about, Patrick Mahomes' wife and what's going on there? Well, good old Brittany Mahomes. Taylor Swift not seated next to Brittany Mahomes after wife of Chiefs star QB showed support for Trump. Now, I'm not really wanting to get Taylor Swift in here, but I want to talk about this because it's typical liberal move. This is Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart, if there is anything to this. During the 2023 season, Travis Kelce's girlfriend, pop star Taylor Swift, and Brittany Mahomes, wife of Chiefs star Pat Mahomes, were inseparable. One game into the 2024 season, the two seemed very separable. Taylor Swift did not sit with Brittany Mahomes during Thursday night's season opener. The separation comes after Brittany Mahomes weathered an intense storm of backlash for liking a pair of social media posts supporting for President Trump. We reported on that earlier this week. While she has not officially endorsed Kamala Harris, her supporters strongly suspect that the pop star will endorse Harris at some point in the next several weeks. Swift appeared to be sitting with Travis Kelce's family in their suite. In contrast, Mahomes sat with her daughter in another location. Not even in the same box. Wow. Mahomes liked a reply from a follower that read, Trump Vance 2024. She also liked a post from a follower who complimented her for not backing down in the face of backlash for liking the pro-Trump post. Glad to see you aren't backing down, the message read. We are all entitled to our own opinions and shouldn't be bullied into submission. So Swift, on the other hand, endorsed the Biden-Harris ticket in 2020. No surprise there. The change we need most is to elect a president who recognizes that people of color deserve to feel safe and represented. That woman would deserve the right to choose what happens to their bodies, and that the LGBTQ1, IA plus, you name it all, community deserves to be acknowledged and included, Swift wrote in 2020. The Chiefs currently lead the Ravens at halftime. Well, that was over to 13-10. But by a toe, the Chiefs won that game. But interesting, Big D, huh? There's probably not much to it. But, Mahomes and Kelsey are opening up a restaurant in downtown Kansas City together. So they're going to be business partners. So now that's going to go. Maybe that Taylor Swift breakup is.
Well, I was going to say, Delgado, it's not going to matter because Delgado says he's got the letter sent to him when they're going to break up anyways.
This could be part of the whole arrangement here with this whole, the snubbing here over the Donald Trump So that's a wrap in sports, Big D. Back to you.
Okay, 24 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll do some more sports with Slick. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the code to use. Let's do some news, and here with the news is Rick Delgado. What's going on?
All right, well, first, some personal news. Want to throw this out there. A very happy birthday to my stepson, Connor. I got a couple pictures up there. There he is, graduating just a couple months ago. He just turned 18. So happy birthday to you. There's another. There he is. That's a good look. See that? See, I kind of rubbed off on the kid. Look at that.
That's why he's your stepson. He's good looking.
You can tell. The blonde hair. We kind of share that.
Oh, yeah?
So there you have it. Happy birthday, Con.
Happy birthday.
18 today, and we'll be celebrating over the weekend.
18.
So anyhow, like a story that I mentioned earlier, Trump's criminal sentencing has been delayed until after the election. This coming from the BBC. I'll read this from you. Judge Juan Merchan on Friday delayed the sentencing to November the 26th, citing the unique time frame this matter currently finds itself among his reasons. Of course, he's talking about the election. Lawyers for Trump and the Republican president candidate have used several legal maneuvers to address the sentencing, which had been scheduled for September 18th. Of course, you might remember back in May, he was convicted of 34 felony counts, and in his decision, Judge Merchan wrote that the case demands a sentencing hearing that is entirely focused on the verdict of the jury, and I guess he's making reference once again to the election coming up on November the 5th. Also makes you wonder, what else could be going on behind the scenes here? Especially since wasn't his daughter's company recently subpoenaed for documents?
Yep, they're making mad stacks on this.
So
we'll get back to this story when we get back right after this. 26 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. More news coming up.
And we're back in the chat.
All right, if you're watching on social media, make sure you hit the like, subscribe. Only about a fourth of you on YouTube have hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you can. It helps us out. It's free, quick, fast, easy. Ricky on Facebook says, when America was strong with Trump, the world was in check. Now it's in chaos. True. True. Real Prince Doll on X. What's going on? Broke spoke, Damon. I just gave you a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Slick never talks PBR anymore. I think he does.
Nah, pro bull riding I haven't done in a while. I haven't looked at the pro bull riding in a bit. Rodeo I do a little.
Hello, Janice on Facebook. KDJ, did you post a picture of a weed torch?
A weed torch?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
I guess
ask Delgado.
Thought someone said that in the chat, but maybe not. Why I love these. Why does Damon keep mocking Delgado? No show without Delgado. Jealousy is sickness.
What are they talking about?
Caught me. Damn.
Comprehension is hard.
One day they're gonna lose us on social media because it's so annoying. It's so, gosh.
Tommy Viper, what's going on?
Tommy Viper.
Doo-doo.
Wheezy Cat stepped away to grab his Stromboli.
Ooh.
But now he's back. Enjoy the Stromboli.
That sounds good.
It does sound good. Maybe we should do a Stromboli Friday.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound as good as Pizza Friday.
No, about Stromboli Monday.
Stromboli Saturday.
No, I don't want to see you guys on a Saturday.
You barely want to see it on Friday.
I'm out of steam by Friday. What are you kidding me? I'm drowning myself in mozzarella cheese and bacon on Fridays.
Phil on X, good stuff this morning, Damon. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it.
Mary Lou 12 on Getter. I guess this was a John Fetterman quote. The Eagles are much better than the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago he said that.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's Fetterman.
That's really freaking funny. I didn't know he said that.
That's when he was in really the midst of...
that was when he was
So
in
no
Senate.
morning show next week, Damon? Why you say that?
Well, because you're
Monday morning.
They think you're off all next week.
No, I'm not.
Somebody wants to know, where do you tape the morning show in the mornings?
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, and it's going to be a busy one. What even is that? Coming up at 9 o'clock. Kevin Downey Jr. is going to have the news here in a second, but right now we're doing the news and then odds makers at 9:30 with our first guest of the year. Oh, man, can't wait for that. 30 minutes past the hour. Let's do the more news here with Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
Well, you heard me just talking about the sentencing delay for the Trump trial. We talked about that in the first segment as well, and making mention of the daughter of the judge, Judge Merchan. Turns out, could this have anything to do with this story that came out at the end of last week? I guess just over the weekend, where Representative Jim Jordan is subpoenaing the company run by the judge's daughter. We're talking about House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. He sent a subpoena to the CEO of a political consulting firm that employs the daughter of the New York judge expected to sentence former President Donald Trump next month. Jordan informed the Authentic Campaign CEO Michael Nellis of the subpoena on Wednesday in a letter accusing him of failing to comply with prior requests of information from House Republicans related to the firm's work with Trump's political adversaries. As such, the committee is left with no choice, he wrote, but to resort to compulsory process, whatever that word is. Popularly elected prosecutors such as Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg have engaged in unprecedented abuse of authority by prosecuting a former president of the United States and current nominee for that office. Of relevance, the committee's oversight is the impartiality of Judge Juan Merchan, the presiding trial judge, due to the refusal to recuse himself from the case in light of the appearing conflicts of interest. The move, of course, is aimed at the judge's daughter, who, as Kevin likes to point out, has been making bank on this deal. Lauren Merchan, the judge's daughter, she's the president and minority partner of the Authentic Campaigns company, whose top clients include, you guessed it, Shifty Adam Schiff of California, the lead prosecutor in the Trump's first impeachment trial, and the Senate Majority PAC major Democratic Party fundraiser. One such conflict is Miss Merchan, the daughter of the judge and president of this company. They work on behalf of Donald Trump's political adversaries, and the possible beneficial financial benefit that Merchan and the Authentic Campaigns company received from the prosecution and conviction of President Trump, Jordan wrote, noting that he gleaned from public reports that both Nellis and Lauren Merchan were very closely involved in the presidential campaigns of both President Biden and Vice President Harris. During that time, her employment, Authentic Campaigns received over $7 million in compensation for its services, the Ohio Republicans said. So we're wondering what kind of tie-in this might also have to his deciding. It could be a couple things that influenced him to say, you know what, let's put this over here for now. Let's not make him more of the martyr than he already is, because we already see what happens whenever we go after this guy. We kick ourselves in the face. You know what I mean? They're stepping on rakes.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, and it could. I don't know if it's tied to the daughter or not. I just feel like they were given him pretty much a binary choice of, do we go through with this knowing how it looks and give him an advantage with the base, and this is a base election, or do we take the chance knowing that we'll have a certain leeway of cheating in the election that we always have,
right?
Push this off, and that way, God willing, I'm talking as them now, we win, and then there's no safety net.
Right. We don't have to worry about his popularity going up.
Yeah.
Because we can go right after him.
That's
and
exactly
not worry
right.
about repercussions.
That's exactly right.
Now, Kevin brought up a great point. does Trump now turn around and use that as his closing line? Hey, remember, they're going to try and put me in jail if I don't win this election. I mean, if that's not a great closing line.
Yeah, but it's great for both. It works both ways. That's a double-edged sword. It works both ways. Gets people who maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
People who maybe not a vote on the other side go, ooh.
But it gets all those, Republicans that never vote. Maybe it finally stirs them to go, you know what? I kind of like my guns, and I'd like the government to stay out of my life. Gets them off their duff and get them to a polling place. Remember, vote early, vote often. The way the Democrats do it. Anyhow, a renewed battle to ban congressional stock trades is raging on. You know why, Damon? Well, because 3 more Democrats were busted for breaking the law. Representatives Jared Moskowitz, a Democrat out of Florida, Greg Landsman, a Democrat out of Ohio, along with Senate Democrat out of Rhode Island, one of your favorites, Sheldon Whitehouse, all filed late disclosure forms, some more than a year and a half late. That's not just late. That's called avoiding filing the forms. Joining more than 50 members of Congress who have already violated the decade-old Financial Disclosure and Conflicts of Interest law. Moskowitz violated the Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act, called STOCK, for the second time this month, by filing another late financial disclosure for 83 transactions. He did 83 stock trades and forgot every single one until just now. Nearly a year past the federally mandated timeline, members of Congress publicly report within 45 days. They're supposed to. Within 45 days, most purchases, sales, and exchanges of stocks and bonds, commodities, futures, securities, and cryptocurrencies made by themselves, their spouses, or dependent children as part of an Obama-era law intended to stop insider trading and curb conflicts of interest and enhance transparency. Of course, we all know how that's going. The trades are valued between $224,000 and $1.5 million in total, including investments in a wide variety of companies such as Google, the parent company Alphabet, Apple, Exxon Oil, Lockheed Martin. You can't go wrong with Lockheed Martin, especially now with what's going on in the world, huh? Energy company Next Extra Energy, and of course everybody's pharmaceutical daddy Pfizer, which are out there. So make sure you know what you're trading. Turns out Morrison, the chief of staff for Moskowitz, told Raw Story in an email statement that the law firm conducts monthly monitoring of his investments accounts, and the formal name of the Disclosure Act mandates, of course, it's supposed to be within 45 days. They forgot to do it, blah, blah, blah. Now they're asking for forgiveness. So there you have it. 3 more Democrats busted for breaking the law. I doubt anything will happen to them.
Of course not. All right, very good. We'll do some more news with Rick Delgado here coming up, plus What Even Is That, 9 o'clock. Let's do some news with the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, 10 to 11 Eastern, 103.9 WLI News on Long Island. Kevin Downey Jr., what's going on?
Thank you, sir. Looks like James O'Keefe has what's called a controlled, unclassified information is what he's got here, some documents, and it turns out that the Army, the U.S. Army, is under heightened pressure due to this Venezuelan gang called Tren de Aragua. I'll read from it. It says Tren de Aragua has established a presence in Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Williamsburg. Williamsburg is actually part of Brooklyn, with approximately 400 members of Tren de Aragua living here. It says it warns that in Denver, they have a green light to attack law enforcement officers. Department of Homeland Security is all over it, so cool. We've got Alejandro Mayorkas handling this. Way to go. And it further states that the criminal organization is using advanced technology and surveillance, heightening the danger to the U.S. military personnel and law enforcement. That's the part we got to focus on for a moment. Why would 400 gangsters be a threat to the military here? Well, we don't know that yet, but we do know that the National Guard is all over the subways now. So whatever's going on, it might be subway related. I don't know. I lived in the 5 boroughs for 20-some years. Whenever you see these guys, that means there's something shaky going on. That much we do know. Now, let's back up a second. We also know that our special forces have been targeted around the nation. They've caught people taking pictures of their homes and their kids. Though those were not Venezuelans per se, they don't know who all of them were. We do know what's happening. We also know that every one of these people got in under border czar Kamala Harris. None of this is an accident. I think, and I fear, and I hope I'm wrong, we're coming up to what Yuri Bezmenov, he spoke of his 4-point plan, demoralization and whatnot, third level crisis. That's a 6-week period of violence involving the military, after which comes normalization, i.e. communism. And if they're going to make a push, well, I bet they're going to do it soon, because if Trump gets in, this is all bets are off for a while. So I don't know what's going on, but we know that we're quickly approaching the third. There's demoralization, destabilization, crisis. We're in destabilization now, and it looks like that might be done. Destabilization has everything to do with cutting the military off at the knees. And we see all these transgender people in the military. The warriors have left. China's learning to throw hand grenades, and we're learning what pronouns to call a guy before he shoots you. And this, whatever's going on, we don't know yet. But we will keep an eye on this. I am all over this, because it says here they just don't know. They have no idea what this means and why this would affect the military. But I smell globalism. That's what I smell, because when something's happening globally, that means the globalists are behind it. England is, they're beating each other up. Riots in Ireland, riots in Germany. So we might be next.
My wife was in New York City today.
I don't go in anymore.
Not me either.
Yeah.
You know, and someone said, "Oh, you're afraid someone's going to jump you?" No, I'm afraid I'm going to punch him back, and I'm going to end up on Rikers Island. That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, look what we got. we got a conservative. He works for PJ. He's on live from Studio 6B. Yeah, we know where Alvin Bragg wants me to spend a couple of nights, so that's why I don't go.
Yeah, and Rikers Island doesn't have a nice a setup for a gentleman quite like you.
No, a gentleman of my taste.
Yes,
and expectations.
You won't be getting a beachside cabana.
What else is going on, Kev?
Oh, check this out. Speaking of which, you know, you just can't make the illegal immigrants happy enough. So never mind the homeless people that have been walking around Denver for generations. It turns out Denver's turning a vacant school into a shelter for you-know-who, our replacements. Fox News confirmed Friday that a vacant elementary school in Denver, Colorado, will be turned into a migrant shelter. A spokesman for Democratic Mayor Mike Johnston said the building has been identified as a potential migrant shelter, but nothing is final and there's no paperwork. So, folks, these are our replacements. This is all part of the plan. You bring in people who have no love for the country. You pay them off. You say, you're going to live here now. And they go, cool. And they're never going to attack the government because they don't care about the country. Who's a threat to them? Well, that would be you, me, everyone sitting around here. And I'm not threatening. Don't take that too personal over there at the federal headquarters, wherever you're watching. But I'm telling you, we are the threat. We are the people we're the Americans. We're used to our liberties. We will fight for them. If I don't read too much into that again. But when you bring people in from Venezuela, Latin America, they're used to Marxism. They don't care. They have no love of this country. They're not going to fight the government. They're going to say, whatever you want to do, as long as we get our debit cards, we're fine. And so that's why they're making them comfy cozy, folks. It's only a matter of time. There's no other reason to bring this many people in.
All right, live from Studio 6B, we'll do some more sports and news. Plus, we'll look at the jobs report this morning. What did we learn from that? Oh, we learned a lot, actually. But you won't hear it if you're watching mainstream media news. We'll talk about that when we get back right after this. So I see somebody posted the Pennsylvania mail-in ballot request data today. In 2022, at this time, the Dems had requested 635,000 mail-in ballots. GOP had requested 157,000. Right now in 2024, Dems have requested 753,000.
Wow.
The GOP has requested 290. And the guy reporting on this reported said as a win. Like the GOP's up 85% compared to 2 years ago. The numbers again. The Democrats have requested 753,000. The GOP's requested 290,000. Explain to me how that's a win? Just because it happens to be up from where they requested in 2022?
It was like saying, last year we lost by 10. This year we only lost by 7.
Getting close.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't get that at all.
Where is that supposed to be? It's Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Why did I heard something about that like a few days ago. That numbers were actually down for Democrats. Or maybe it wasn't Pennsylvania. Maybe it was another state.
Are you guys paying attention to Scott Pressler?
Yeah, he's a dude out of
I see stuff.
He's about to turn his second Pennsylvania county red. Luzerne County, which is the Poconos area. It was wildly blue last time, and it's he just turned it red. This guy is amazing. And that's the second county in PA he's done that. I don't know where he gets his money. I've met him, but I've never said, "Hey, are you rich? How do you do this?" But he is killing it. He's going to save this election if he can get PA to switch. Yeah, Beth agrees.
Live from Studio 6B, 13th to the hour on a Friday night. Slick's doing sports. Kevin Downey and Rick Delgado doing the news. Delgado's got What Even Is That coming up at 9 o'clock. And then we've got the odds makers coming up at 9:30. We'll pick your games against the Las Vegas spread for the weekend. That's coming up. Jobs report came out this morning. Good news, bad news. Good news is the unemployment rate, they tell us, ticked down from 4.3 to 4.2. Bad news is the job number missed. But there was, if you looked a little deeper into the report, and those of you who are with me this morning, we went over this. I saw the acting labor secretary on CNN this morning when the report dropped, and it was just a fine old interview, and everything was great. And look at this. This jobs report is ticked down on the unemployment rate and jobs and all this. And the host on CNN is looking in the camera as she's talking, and he's just sitting there and going, no follow-ups, no questions. Don't even think he's even probably hadn't read the report at that point. Because if you looked at the report, didn't take long to find, well, within the numbers, 1.3 million native-born Americans lost jobs. 635,000 foreign-born workers gained jobs.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Do you think the acting labor secretary was asked that this morning on CNN? Not a chance.
Has that always been the breakdown? Has that always been included? Native-born versus...
yes, I believe
has
so.
It? All right. I'm just wondering, because that's the first time I've really heard it mentioned.
So, couple things on this. From Zero Hedge. First of all, they say, how is this not the biggest political talking point right now? Since October 2019... native-born U.S. workers have lost 1.4 million jobs, while over the same period, foreign-born workers have gained 3 million jobs. And that held true this morning. They say today's jobs report, native versus foreign-born, the debate just exploded. On one hand, it was disappointing in that the payrolls print came in softer than expected, but was a big bounce from the sharply downward revised June and July prints. Well, every print is revised down. Every single one. As we found out earlier this month or last month, there was about 800,000 jobs we were told were created over a certain amount of time that were not created. Vamooshed. Gone. On the other hand, the unemployment rate did drop from the SOM rules recession trigger of 4.3 down to 4.2 and effectively eliminated the clear-cut case for a 50 basis point rate cut by the Fed later this month, especially since the household survey was not only far stronger than the establishment survey, but indicated the biggest increase in employment since March. That at least was the quantitative view. And while that was mixed, there was no confusion in the picture painted by the quantitative aspect of the jobs report. Here, everything was a disaster. Starting at the top, while the number of employed workers did rise by 168,000, looking closer at the composition of this increase is disastrous. That's because it consisted of an increase of 527,000 part-time jobs, offset by a 438,000 plunge in full-time jobs. That means since last June, the U.S. has added just over 2 million part-time jobs and has lost over 1.5 million full-time jobs. Needless to say, part-time jobs pay far less, don't offer benefits, and generally lead to a suboptimal outcome for the labor market. Of course, most of these part-time jobs are probably people picking up a second job because they can't survive on one job.
Yep.
And sure enough, the number of multiple job holders or people who, for whatever reason, have more than one job jumped above 8.5 million. And that is an all-time high. And while the quality of job gains in the past year has clearly been catastrophic, a necessary condition to give the impression that headline or quantitative job growth was strong. There was a very clear reason for that, and it goes back to what we have been pounding the table on in the past. The reason is the continued replacement of native-born workers with immigrants, some legal, but mostly illegal. And as the following chart shows, it is anything but a theory. It is a cold, hard fact. In an absolute shocker of a data point, in the past month, the U.S. added 635,000 foreign-born workers, while losing 1.325 million native-born workers. This was tied for the biggest one-month drop in native-born workers since the COVID crash. But it's not just the past month or two or three. As regular viewers of this show know, we've pointed it out, the reason why suddenly we are bombarded with media pitches for why illegal immigrants are actually great, for everybody, is that the U.S. has not created a single job for a native-born worker since July of 2018. And in that interval, it has created 4.7 million jobs for immigrants, both legal and illegal. And again, I say, I watched the acting labor secretary on This Morning with CNN. Not one of these things was brought up. Not a single one. She got the drone on about, it's balanced, and the jobs, when you look at them, it's nice balance and a little curve up to the right, and it's very well balanced between people.
It's balanced.
I mean, just couldn't be farther from the truth. And did John Brennan, or whatever the hell his name is, on CNN, even attempt to push back on any of what she was spewing? Of course not. Not a thing. Not one single thing. Just all rosy and great. So it's not rosy and great. And they probably know more than they're letting on right now what the jobs really look like and the situation that we're in. And why we're cutting rates this month, yes, but most likely it's we probably could use a 50 basis point cut. Just rip the Band-Aid off at this point because we're probably in recession already, if I had to guess. So, all right, let's do some quick sports before we have to get to the top of the hour. Slick, what's going on?
All right, let's go to the rodeo. Big D Friday night. No PBR. They're in Kansas City, Missouri this weekend. We'll give them something on Monday on the PBR, Big D Pro Bull Riders. But we're going to the rodeo. The good stuff. Fort Madison, where, Rick? In the great state of Iowa. We love Iowa. Here we go. C.E. Eddie Richards Arena. And here we go. Fort Madison, Iowa. Bareback riding leader right now, Western Timberman. 87 points on the Survey Brothers. Ain't No Angel. Steer Wrestling, Tristan Martin, 3.8 seconds. Team Roping, Wyatt Bray and Peyton Bray, 4.7 seconds. Saddle Bronc, Brody Crest, 86 points on Survey Championship Rotos. Triple Threat, Tie Down Roping, Roy Lee, 10 seconds flat. Barrel Racing, Sandy Brandel, 17.6 tenths, good time there. And bull riding, Dakota Warnkin, 83.5 points on Survey Championship Rodeos. Mayhem, total payout, $140,000, 60 buckaroos on this big rodeo. Big D, don't have time to get into the next story, but we got odds makers coming up at 9:30. Aaron's dad's going to be on for the picks, so we'll see how that rolls. And that's a wrap in sports. Big D, back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. We will do the odds makers at 9:30. We'll do some more sports before that. We'll do some more news with Kevin Downey Jr., Rick Delgado, but coming up next, what even is that? 9 o'clock, top of the hour. Don't miss that with Rick Delgado coming up when we get back live from Studio 6B on a Friday night.
There, we're live in the chat. I like that. That's the first time I heard that song going out.
Yeah, that's a new one.
That's a new one. That does sound good.
And it didn't sound like anything I recognized.
No, it didn't. It sounded fresh. A fresh cut, Rick.
Bucky's fan.
Bucky's fan.
In the YouTube chat.
Yep.
New Jersey Girls in the YouTube chat.
I'm a Jersey
NJ Girl 54. James Reed. Moon pie. Chris Allen, Woodrow's in there. All over the... Hey, Slick Rick is in there.
Right.
Hey, Slick. I'm going to say hey.
Hey.
I'm not going to do that. That would be silly.
Say hello to my little friend.
Hello, little friend.
Hello.
Hello, Laverne. Remember that?
Yes, Squiggy, I know.
That's who you remind me of. You are Squiggy.
Yes. Hello, Laverne.
Hello, Laverne. He was always trying to get over on her.
Oh, yeah, he was. You're right.
Too funny.
Oh, man. That was Milwaukee. That wasn't actually filmed there, but that's where it was based out of. Where Happy Days was from, Milwaukee area too, right?
Yep.
Arnold's cafe there. Mm-hmm. Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi, that's right. Then Lou Del Vecchio took it over.
Lou Del Vecchio, I know. Looked like Grandpa Munster's nephew.
No, Al Del Vecchio.
Al Del Vecchio, right. Al Del Vecchio.
But he kept the name Arnold's because it was a good name.
Of course. Nothing like an Asian guy named Arnold. Goes perfect.
Serving hamburgers. High school kids.
Yeah, there was definitely something wrong about that. Maybe that's how Milwaukee and Wisconsin became so liberal. Who knows? That'd be a nice state to win. I want to win Pennsylvania. I want to see that swing right on over to the red side.
Blacker. Drag Blacker's in the YouTube chat.
Big D, you think we have a shot at Pennsylvania? Or no. You think it's in play? I hope so. I'd like to see us grab that one. That could be the difference maker in the Electoral College.
Everything I've read said she can't win without.
Good. We're all for that. We're all on for that.
Martin Bilson's checking in from Virginia.
Virginia.
That's
not in play.
I should change.
From Studio 6B on a Friday night. Glad you're in. Slick's doing sports. Kevin Downey Jr. is going to do some more news. Rick Delgado is going to do some more news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down on a Friday. Tomorrow, I believe Real America's Voice got coverage of a Trump rally. So make sure you tune into Real America's Voice tomorrow for great coverage. Only the coverage that they can give you of these Trump rallies. Brian Glenn and the team on the ground there.
Where's the rally tomorrow?
Tomorrow is where is the rally tomorrow? I don't know.
He really don't know.
I mean, I could pull it up here, but I don't. It's somewhere.
It's in the great state of Iowa.
It's in front of a microphone. That's all that matters.
All right.
We love Iowa.
I just wasn't sure.
Wisconsin.
We just talked about Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
right
in
in
Wisconsin
Milwaukee
tomorrow. So coverage starts at noon. So lock it into Real America's Voice for the president.
Nice. Swing state
tomorrow.
Now, is that why we were talking about Wisconsin? Because
no.
I know we were talking about Happy Days in Laverne and Shirley, but how'd we end up on Wisconsin?
Because Lenny and Squiggy. You started making fun of Lenny and Squiggy.
Hello, Laverne.
Right. That's where it all started, though.
It's time now for...
David's like, I don't even know what that show is.
It's time now for one of my new favorite segments here on the show. And that, of course, is... What's it called again? Oh, yeah. Rick Delgado.
Yes.
With what...
Even is in Milwaukee.
What even is that? Roll it, Aaron.
All right. Well, thank you, Damon.
You're welcome, Rick.
Well, thank you. Okay, so the question is, so where did we leave off? Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. The giant gnome over here.
Come on.
Good steer.
The giant gnome over here is supposed to be making plans for our trip to the Sphere in Las Vegas. As a matter of fact,
no.
I actually have a picture of us from the future, Slick. You and I at the airport getting ready to depart. Check this out.
See this,
There we are. Yes.
No bones about it.
I can't wait to get there.
That's the most accurate thing Delgado's had all night.
Anyhow, changing gears a little
Full
bit.
transparency.
We're almost there. Just hold on. Just a little bit longer.
Just hold your bones there.
That's it.
Anyhow, changing gears
I got a bone to pick
just
with
a
you,
little bit.
Delgado.
Do you remember what happened on Monday, July the 22nd? Do you? That's okay. Me either. Actually, I had to look it up because I can't believe it's been almost 6 weeks at this point. But now that I know it, I will never forget it. Much like people
60 years
remember
after one of
that
the most
fateful day in
earth-shattering days
Dallas
in modern American
many
history.
years ago.
Oh, yes.
60 years ago. Or if you're a Slick Rick fan, every Super Bowl Sunday in Dallas for about the last 30 years or so.
November 22nd, that would be, not July 22nd.
You can tell that some dates just have a way of sticking with you, and we end up asking that ever-important question, where were you when history was made? Well, I'm not sure if Monday, July 22nd will be that day in history for everyone, but for me...
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! It's a distinct possibility. And I'll tell you why. Why? Because that was the day that this happened. Check this out.
You know, I want people to remember that what we have done has been incredible, and we get so much more we're going to get done. And so I want to say hello to Kamala. If she can hear me, I know she's going to be speaking shortly. And I want to say to the team, embrace her. She's the best.
Yeah, she's the best. That's right. That was a song, and that was his phone call into Kamala just before she arrived. It was big breaking news, as you can see there. That's right. I told you I was not going to let this go, and with the tenacity I usually reserve for one Paul Pelosi, this has been gnawing at me like an itch I just can't scratch, like a pebble. In my shoe of life, like a rash. You're not sure from whence it came, but that's for another day, so I digress. You see, because when I heard this call, the first thing I thought was...
See, now that's some bullshit.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, what even is that? There is absolutely no way that Joe Biden made that call live. No way, no how, not possible, even after having endured the last 4 years of this type of nonsense tumbling out of his blowhole.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of this. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Yes, exactly. He doesn't know what he said. Yeah. You don't know what he said. We don't know what he said. Exactly. But if you don't believe me and you're just thinking, hey, maybe the old fossil finally just didn't sound like a decaying old fossil, well, you'd end up looking like Flaming Dragon. First red flag.
Yeah.
It was a phone call.
Oh.
Phone call? You mean the guy who 4 years ago did everything by way of video call and even has a fake office studio set up he uses to talk to groups and world leaders and people around the world decided to use a phone for this extremely important, monumental, and major political event?
This is bullshit.
Yeah, total. Why not a video call? You know, Zoom, Skype in, Joe. We know you have an account there, Joe. Now, it could be that, well, you know, maybe the Wi-Fi wasn't working and he needed to make that call right at that time. And he wasn't near McDonald's to use their Wi-Fi like all those school kids he likes to prattle on about.
No child should have to do their homework at McDonald's when things are shut down.
Yeah.
Sit in the parking lot with their parent to get it done.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah. Red flag number 2, well, is this one right here, and it's actually in your face. Joe Biden actually spoke coherently and understandably for more than 4 minutes straight. No breaks and no mistakes. Check it out.
And we built the best campaign in organization in history. I've been doing this, I always kid and say, I know I'm only 40, but I've been around a long time. I don't know of a better campaign organization, grassroots campaign. You know, we have over 230 offices opened. We have over 2,000 paid staff, and we have literally several thousand volunteers on a regular basis, thousands of them.
Yeah, 4 minutes. He did that for 4 minutes. No stopping, no screw-ups.
Whoa, hey, that is bullshit.
Yeah. Of course it is. That's no way that happened. Third major flag. And this one I noticed in real time just as it happened. And maybe you caught it too, but this was insane and not possible because this marble-mouthed moron started rattling off names like he was an auctioneer. Check this out.
The leadership of this campaign has been amazing. Jen O'Malley Dillon, Julie Quinn, Michael Tyler, Rob Flaherty, Rufus on raising money, and so many more.
Rufus.
Yeah. And if you believe that, then all I'll have to say is sold to you right there. Or as Joe might say,
let's go lick the world.
Yeah, let's go lick the world. Yeah. Of course you are, Joe. Makes total sense. Come on, this is all bull stuff. And you know how I know this is bull stuff? Because of this right around the time the call was made. He actually did this.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, so I think she was not qualified to be president.
Yeah. So Joe can rattle off those names, but he doesn't know who is vice president. You can't even get the answer to a simple question right. He called Trump his vice president. If you want us to believe he could just rattle off names of people he probably has only seen once or twice in the last year, literally in one sentence, he had already screwed up doing what he and the lunatic Democrats want you to believe he had just done for 4 minutes straight with no stopping and no screw-ups, no editing, just shooting from the hip, off-the-cuff, blue-collar Joe.
Man, this is some bullshit. Move this man.
Yeah. I I mean, in the last 4 years, that is something no one has ever seen. And the final thing that tipped me off that this was a recorded call, and I'm not talking about this part where Kamala slips.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
On the call. No, it was actually easier than that. It's this. Watch the video as he's talking, and the woman at the lectern. Watch her eyes.
With Kamala, I'm going to be working like hell, both as a sitting president, getting legislation passed, as well as in campaigning. You know, what we still need to save this democracy. And Trump is still a danger to the community. He's a danger to the nation. And just ask my foreign policy colleagues, my counterparts, and other people around the world and at home.
Look at that. She's reading along.
I'm hoping you'll give every bit of your heart and soul that you gave to me to Kamala.
She wants to make sure she knows where he is in the script and the recording. And watch again. Here's a little bit more. See how she's following along on the script. Check this out.
We're still fighting in this fight together. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, right.
And I want you to know you've always had my back, and I promise you, I will always have your back. And I'm anxious for you all to
follows along that script.
So thank you, Julie. You're the best.
Probably a teleprompter of some sort, so she knows just when to cut in. Here it is.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Yeah.
First went through Russia. It was all bull.
Yes. But they want you to believe what they show you, not what you already have seen and heard for yourself, and to buy into this total freak show that they've been peddling to us for the last 4 years. And you know what? Speaking of freak shows, remember how I said I was never going to let this go? Well, I'm still not letting this go. That's right.
There we go.
Paul Pelosi, I can't unsee you in your mantees and dress shirt with your glass of scotch and you and your 40-year-old hairy-backed boy toy after you just played My Little Gay Pony, and then the cops watched and recorded as he dropped the hammer down on you during your Thursday night, 2 a.m. Naked Hammer Fight Club. Yeah. Not letting that go either.
Oh, that crack shot is the best ever.
Not letting that go or this go either. Damon Gnome, so when's the trip?
Well, no.
Oh.
Wait. Why take a shot at me?
What?
Yeah.
Damon Gnome?
Damon Gnome, that's you. There you are.
Why do we have to show that again?
Because that's you.
Well, no, I'm right here.
No,
you
you're
could
right
say
there.
Damon, back to you. Try it that way.
Damon Gnome, back to you.
No, see? No.
There he is. Look at it. He's a cute little fella.
We should bring one of those next Friday when we do the live show.
Yes,
Damon's here with us.
We'll put it right there on the thing.
A little mic outside of it.
All right, Rick Delgado, what even is that? I don't remember you ever talking about not letting that go, that call, thinking it was fake.
I think you were out. It was the week, I think, with your eye.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Because that one bothered me. Because they also do stuff like this. If you're a fan of, and Aaron might know this trick, being that you work in a certain type of radio, what they do is they have celebrities call into radio shows. They make it sound like celebrities are calling into radio shows. It's actually a recording that's scripted out with answers, and then the jock, whoever's on, usually the morning show, says, "Hey, look, it's George Clooney's on the phone. Hey, George, he's pitching his new movie." And then, of course, he reads
tequila.
Yeah, exactly. Makes it sound like he's really doing an interview on the local top 40 radio station. Everybody thinks, wow, they got George Clooney, or they got Julia Roberts, or they got Angelina Jolie. None of these people call into these radio stations. It's all fake.
How do we get those recordings so we can make it sound like I'm talking to George Clooney?
Oh, I don't know.
Aaron, can you get us those?
Maybe.
Oh, okay, good.
There you go.
We could try that. That'd be pretty cool. All right, what even is that? On a Friday night, odds makers coming up. A little more sports and news with Kevin Downey Jr. as well. All when we get back live from Studio 6B.
That's all they do is just bull riding, particularly. The rodeos have bull riding and like 8 other events.
Okay.
Basically what it is.
Yeah.
But they're just there purely for the bull. Well, bullshit, as Rick just said with his clips.
People love Damon Gnome. You should come up with. You should sell a Damon Gnome.
Yeah. How about a gnome bobblehead? Whoa, that'd be good. I think that would do well.
You know what? In the chat,
I wonder if we sold bobbleheads.
Let us know if you want a Damon Gnome.
We should have a contest. We all sell bobbleheads. See who sells the most bobbleheads. That'd be pretty funny.
That could be your month in the. That could be your calendar too. That could be your calendar picture.
That would be
you in a gigantic gnome outfit. That could be fun.
And people could take Rick. They could take pictures of where their gnome is. And send it. That gnome could double as a lot of things.
I wish I never known any of you.
E.T. gnome home.
It's really Friend who I should really be on.
Yeah.
He's the creator of this.
Yep.
James Reed wants a gnome T-shirt.
See? Rick's onto something for a change.
Bucky's fan. I want a Damon Gnome.
Delgado, you're going to have a UFO gnome.
I'd order a Damon Gnome for part of my Christmas decorations.
Broke Spoke says gnome with a cowboy hat. Damon Gnome with a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah. It would look like
creative.
Rick, it'd be like a ring toss. You throw the hat on top of it.
That's good stuff.
I like that. Put that gnome right out front of your house.
All right, we'll do sports and then Kevin here.
Yeah. Yep. And we got Odds Makers coming up 9:30.
Yeah, so we have 3 reads here.
Oh,
3. Do them here.
Oh boy.
Anything in particular?
I was gonna say we should probably bump with that. Leave us a lot of time. You can do an 8. What do I have here? Birch.
Well, you know it'll be Christmas, Kevin.
Birch. Oh no! This is not
now,
right.
Comedians don't celebrate Christmas, right?
Where am I doing? Yeah. What am I doing?
We pretend we have gigs that day. Go to a real dive bar. Right?
Yes, I got a little something with the Grinch at 3 o'clock down.
A friend, I only see 2. Am I on the wrong thing here?
Yeah, you're in the wrong one. That's next week's.
No.
Or last week's.
9-2.
That's not the updated one then. There's 3. Birch Gold, Wellness Company, AM.
Well, everybody knows the next medical crisis is just around the corner. Whether it comes in the form of a pandemic or something much more mundane like a tick bite, you and your family need to be prepared. That's where the Wellness Company comes in. You know the Wellness Company. We have their great doctors like Dr. Peter McCullough on all the time. The Wellness Company and their doctors are medical professionals that you can trust, and their line of prescription medical kits are the gold standard when it comes to keeping you safe and healthy. Whether it's the medical emergency kit, the contagion kit, the first aid kit, or the travel kit, these prescription kits contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of these medications. From anthrax to tick bites, from COVID to the bird flu, from a trip to the beach to a trip to overseas, the Wellness Company has a prescription kit designed to keep you and your family safe. Rest assured, knowing that you have emergency antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics on hand to help keep you and your family safe from whatever the globalists throw at us next. Go to www.twc.health/voice, twc.health/voice today and order your kit. And you can use promo code VOICE for an additional 10% off. That's twc.health/voice, promo code VOICE to save 10%. Well, did you know that there's nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? That's right. There's a massive amount of money that a lame duck Biden administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months. If Biden can push out all these funds, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices had on Americans, but there's hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. Well, how do you do that, Damon? Well, a gold IRA from Birch Gold is a great place to start. That's the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get a free information kit on gold by texting the word America. Send it to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold's special offer has been extended through the election. That is, when you make a purchase, they're giving away free Trump silver coins. These unique collectibles depict President Trump defiantly raising his fist after the attempt on his life. Don't miss your chance to own this one-of-a-kind piece of history preserved in a silver coin. Protect your savings from Biden's spending spree. Get your Trump silver coins. Text America to 989898 and do it today. That's America. Do it to 989898 and check out our friends from Birch Gold. What else am I doing here, friend? Oh, man, I love AMAC. An organization that still backs Obamacare. That's not AMAC. Gun control. That's not AMAC either. Extreme transgender policies. That's not AMAC either. Endangering our kids? No, AMAC's not into that either. Claiming to be bipartisan? No, that would not be AMAC either. But last year, 95% of the donations went to Democrats. You know who that would be. That would be AARP. They do not represent the values of American seniors. Fortunately, there is a conservative alternative, and that is AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. They proudly champion Americans' right to free speech, religious liberty, the Second Amendment. AMAC defends parents' rights and protects their children. And they're fighting to restore America's election integrity. With more than 2 million members nationwide, AMAC is pro-faith, pro-family, and pro-freedom. Become a proud AMAC member today. I encourage you to join. Check them out. Great organization. Send AARP a strong message that they do not represent conservative seniors. Join AMAC today. AMAC.us/Studio6B. AMAC.us/Studio6B. Go check out our friends from AMAC. Do it today. Oh, sound like the blues. All right, what am I saying? 21 past the hour. AMAC Boot Camp for Boomers, by the way, next weekend live at the America's First Warehouse right here in Long Island. I don't know if there's tickets left. I think they might be sold out.
Yeah.
AMAC, you could check it probably. I'm sure it's on their site, amac.us. Boot Camp for Boomers at the America's First Warehouse next Friday and Saturday. John Solomon will be there. Live from Studio 6B will be there. War Room will be there. And, of course, all the great people from AMAC will be there. But I don't know if there's any tickets left, but you can check it out. I know they got a QR code you can scan and see if there's any tickets left. Should be a good time, though. All right, let's do some sports. And here with that is Slick Rick Amorati. What's going on, pal?
Well, see, Delgado and I, we might be scalping tickets on Friday night on the side there, Big D, to this AMAC event. We're going to be there. All right, let's get to the sports, guys. Come on, NFL action tonight. Packers at the Eagles. Big D. Right now, the Packers are leading 12-7. That's in San Paulo Stadium, Corinthians Stadium in San Paulo, Brazil. So good game there. Eagles with the ball. 9:26 to go in the first half. Plenty of time there. And good one. U.S. Open right now. Great event going on in Arthur Ashe Stadium. This is the men's semifinal. This is Taylor Fritz, world number 12, against Francis Tiafoe, number 20. Both Americans. First set went to Tiafoe 6-4. Fritz comes back, wins the second set 7-5. Third set right now, Tiafoe up 2-0. So that should be a good match. I think that's going to go on well into the night. And Yannick Sinner makes easy work out of Jack Draper 7-5, 7-6, 6-2. The world number 1 awaits the winner of the Fritz Tiafoe match for a big showdown Sunday, a final. Definitely want to catch that, as well as all the NFL that's going to be on Sunday. A couple of quick baseball scores right now. Mets in an important game, tied with Cincinnati at 4 over in Flushing, top of the 9th there. Red Sox 3-1 over the White Sox, middle of the 8th. Bottom 8, Orioles blanking the Rays 2-0. Angels blanking the Rangers 2-zip, top 5. Ended at 4. Astros 1-0 over the Diamondbacks. Royals 2-0 over the Twins. That's in the middle of the 5th. Bottom 4, no score Mariners and Cardinals out in St. Louis. Yankees, as I said earlier today, 3-0 final over the Cubs. And the Rockies edge the Brewers 3-2 as well. Tigers and A's, Giants and Padres, those are both 9:40 first pitch, just coming up in a little bit there. And Guardians take on the Dodgers 10-10 first pitch out west in L.A. Catch of a lifetime, guys. This is Mississippians snag an 802-pound alligator on first day of hunting season. This is Amy Furr of Breitbart. Hunters in Mississippi are reveling in the glory of catching a monster in the Yazoo River on Sunday, the opening day of alligator hunting season. The group was in a 21-foot John boat when the hunters used their skills to snag the big alligator. Field and Stream reported Thursday, noting that the creature weighed 802 pounds and was more than 14 feet long. Yikes. What happened there? Yeah, tag holder Megan Sasser was with several family members when they saw the gator, but they did not realize how big the creature was until they got closer. The group was eventually able to snag it with a treble hook tied to a stout bait casting rings. It took the hunters an hour to fight the creature to get it close to their boat, but Sasser and the crew were eventually able to hook it. The Field and Stream article continued. In Mississippi, hunters have to secure their gators before dispatching them with a gunshot. In order to do that, the crew snared the alligator in 2 different spots and pulled it right next to the boat. Sasser later obtained the official measurements and said, "We're just a few pounds shy of the record." Slick Rick has contacted them. I got orders in for 4 pairs of alligator shoes. It should be here by the end of October, Big D. And that's a wrap in sports. We got odds makers coming up in just minutes. Get ready.
Very good, Slick. We'll do some more sports in the odds makers. Kevin Downey Jr. will have some news after that. You got anything, Kev, quick right now you can give me?
Yeah, you know what? This might be a longer conversation, but this Georgia shooter. So CNN is trying to paint this guy out as someone who hated trans people and he shot up the school because he didn't like the way they were accepted. However, they failed to note that according to the shooter's dad, the kid's gay. And if you've seen the latest pictures, he's got long, bleach blonde hair. Not typical of your straight 14-year-old, I don't think. I think CNN's hiding something because they have no proof. They say, well, documents written by the shooter claims he was upset by. They don't show it. They do show something that the dad wrote. Nothing to back up what they're saying. I'm not buying it. I think this is another trans shooter like we saw in Nashville, like we saw at Club Q. I'm sort of the mass shooting guy at PJ Media, and I'm telling you, folks, trans mass shooters are on the rise. And if you don't believe me, just Google trans mass shooters, and you'll see, fact check, this is not true. That tells me it's true. And I live mass shootings. We should get into it a little more, but yeah, be careful.
All right, we'll get into some more news with Kevin Downey Jr. coming up. But first, we'll do the odds makers when we get back. First guest of the year coming up right after this. Aaron, what's your dad's name again?
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy Mac.
Jimmy.
People love the idea of a Damon gnome.
Oh God, here we go again.
Yeah. J.C. Walker wants a Damon Christmas gnome.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. That could be good.
Yep.
Bucky's fan wants a Kevin Nomi Jr. gnome.
Damon says no more.
And Buzzard 207 says Damon can't have a bobblehead. It would be too top heavy.
Oof. That's it.
You get it? It would be all head.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there.
I'm good right there.
Rick Delgado gnome. How about that?
Yeah. I think Delgado's more of a bobblehead, you know? Me too.
I'm like Hillary.
I'm not a gnome.
You're like a real life gnome.
Yeah, I gnome everybody.
Here's a red. RD Bull says Damon the gnome with sandals and a cigar.
Oh, well, that's got.
You have college games?
I have one, yeah.
Okay, Aaron, you have a college game? Does Jimmy have a college game? Okay.
He's going all pro, Jimmy, huh?
Okay. How many pro games do you have? 4? All right, so we're going to do... Okay, so that's fine. We'll do college, then he'll start the pro.
Let's go see what they're saying on the X.
What they saying on the socials?
Yep. Vivian from Michigan says, yep, trans mass shooting is on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Potato's asking, are people having problems with their phones? What?
We have a problem. Do we have an issue?
Oh, no. Did he forget?
It doesn't look like we connect.
Oh, no.
Oh, oof.
Didn't you show him how to use technology? Yeah.
All right, we'll do Kevin's news first.
Yeah. You effort that.
It's the button on the side, Dad.
Touch it. You touch. No, take your finger off the thing. The thing. Don't touch the thing.
All right, Kev, you got a couple stories here?
Yeah.
Give me one or two, and then I'll keep looking for if I see a picture up there. All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Technical difficulties! We're having some technical difficulties here with our first guest of the season, which is fine. This is to be expected. Yeah. This is going to happen. We're going to roll with it. That's right. Oh,
look, I see a hat.
All right, so why don't you guys make sure and then let me know, Aaron. So we'll do a quick story here with Kevin Downey Jr., host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show. What's going on?
Thank you, Big D. Things are ramping up in the Big Apple. Federal authorities on Friday ramped up their investigation into possible corruption in the New York City government, interviewing police officials at a building next to police headquarters and seizing additional phones. So, folks, just a little breakdown. The FBI is swarming Eric Adams and his top cops. We don't know why. We're hearing hints and rumors that it has something to do with money from Turkey. Now, why would money be coming in from Turkey? Well, we don't know, but I'll tell you this. $250 million stolen from a Feed the Poor Kids Code Fund in Minnesota disappeared, and much of that was spent to buy up property in Turkey. So now we have two major scandals in this country involving Turkey, a country that I don't really think about. But they took the police commissioner's phone, and now some of the top cops. They've got him. They're going after some of his lieutenants. They're going for the bigwigs. They're playing this very tight to the vest, very close to the vest. We're not sure why, but check this out. This week, federal agents searched the homes of Deputy Mayor Phil Banks, Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright, and School Chancellor David Banks. So those are bigwigs there. And of course, the cops, whatever this is, I used to think, and I still do it a bit, that this was all about Eric Adams whining that he was getting too many illegal immigrants. And he was pointing the finger at Joe Biden because Eric Adams he's just not a communist that will play along. He's more of a hype man. He's more of an egomaniac. And I don't think he knew what he was getting into. He had no idea that the previous mayor was a complete Marxist. And I think this guy didn't know it. And this could be their way of saying, you're out of here. Now, keep in mind, who's in the on-deck circle? That would be one handy Andy Cuomo, who was chased out of Albany for grabbing chicks and making obscene. Hey, I want to watch you eat that Italian sausage.
Killing grannies, yeah.
All right, we'll do some more news with Kevin Downey Jr. here in a second. But now it's time on a Friday night. Fire it up, Aaron, for the odds makers. Here we go. It's a Friday night odds makers, first one of the year, and our first guest. We're going to call him Jimmy, but affectionately here on the show, he's known as Aaron's dad. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Damon. It's great to be here.
It is great to have you here.
I love watching you guys and have it on every night, and I wouldn't miss it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, and thank you for giving us such a great human being that's in the director's chair of this show every single night.
Yeah, Aaron,
she has been an absolute blessing to this show. So, on a serious note, before I try to separate you guys for Thanksgiving dinner, thank you very much because she has been fantastic. So, all right, here we go. We're going to pick the games. I know Slick and Aaron picked college. Jimmy's picked 4 pro. So, Slick, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Where are we going for game number 1?
We're going to the big house, Big D. Michigan and Texas. Good game. You got the line on that? That line's been going between 7 and 7.
All right, Texas -7. Third-ranked
Yes, sir.
Texas on the road at the big house. Michigan, the defending champs. Who you got here, Slick?
I'll tell you, the McCarthy era is over in Michigan. J.J. McCarthy's out as the number 1 pick. He's gone. He's in the NFL now. Davis Warren looked really a little soft against Fresno State last week. 118 yards, just 1 touchdown. I think Texas goes in and makes a statement. Right there, they're at number 3. They're looking to get that number 1 spot. I think they go in. I think they win that game. It'll be tough early on. I know a lot of people are going to hate me because they love their blue and gold. But I'm going to go with Texas. Give me Texas laying the 7.
All right, Texas -7 for Slick in college. Aaron, where are you going for your college game?
I am also picking the Texas-Michigan game. I am picking Texas as well. We did not talk about this prior, I promise.
Okay.
But I do think that the
Well, it's the
Longhorns
featured game of the week, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely going to dominate, even though they're on the road. Michigan had a very shaky start last week. And again, like Slick said, they're not in the McCarthy era. Harbaugh's gone. He's not on the sidelines anymore. So I definitely think that the Longhorns are going to take this. They're going to dominate. And their defense allowed 0 points last week. So I'm wondering if the same thing's going to happen this week.
All right, Texas -7 for both Slick and Aaron in college. Let's go to the pros. Jimmy, I'm coming to you for game number 1. I know you picked 4 professional NFL games. So what game is game number 1?
Game number 1 for me, as a lifelong Giant fan, is going to be the New York Giants against the Minnesota Vikings in MetLife.
All right, Minnesota's -1.5. They're a 1.5-point road favorite. Who do you like in this game, Jimmy?
I have to tell you, it's their 100-year anniversary, and you have to think that Brian Dable is going to have them ready. They've got to get vertical. They've got to get down the field. And with Malik Neighbors, who's the 6th pick in the draft, and Jalen Hyatt, they should be able to do that. And let's face it, you're going up against Sam Darnold. And if you're a New Yorker, you know all about Sam Darnold.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right, very good. Jimmy's going with the home underdog, Giants, +1.5 to probably win the game, but certainly cover the 1.5 against incoming Minnesota, who's, like you said, got rough start at quarterback. So go with the Giants here, +1.5. That's his game number 1. All right, let's go to game number 2. Now we're all in the pros. Slick, where are you going?
I'm going to Atlanta. Atlanta's hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, well, I tell you.
Atlanta -3.5.
That's right.
Okay, who you got?
I got Atlanta. I like Bijan Robinson. He's one of the top backs in the league. Russell Wilson dealing with a calf injury right now. So I don't know. You may get Justin Fields on the field there. I think Atlanta should win that one pretty much going away. So give me the Atlanta Falcons -3.5 at home.
All right, Atlanta -3.5 for Slick over Pittsburgh. That's his game number 2. Aaron, where are you going for game number 2?
Game number 2, I'm going to go Texans and the Colts. I'm going with the Texans here.
Houston -2.5 on the road, picking a home road favorite, huh?
Yes. Obviously, we saw what C.J. Stroud was able to do last year in his rookie season. He was outstanding, and now he has more weapons around him with Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon at running back. And I don't think that the Colts defense will be any match for that offense. So give me the Texans on the road.
All right, Houston -2.5 on the road for Aaron in game number 2. Jimmy, where are you going for game number 2?
Actually, I'm going to the same spot. So I might piggyback on that bet, and I will also go with the Houston Texans on the road.
Okay, Houston -2.5. So far, Thanksgiving dinner looks like it's going to be intact. That's too bad right now. Houston -2.5 for both. They're over Indy. That's okay. All right, let's go game number 3. Slick, where are we going?
Game number 3, I'm going to take you to Miami. We're going to go to Hard Rock Stadium, where I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will be between a rock and a hard place. There you go.
Miami's minus 3.5 at home.
right.
Jacksonville coming to town. Who you got, Slick?
Well, star cornerback Jalen Ramsey's got a hammy, so I don't think he's going to be playing too well with a flat tire. Tyreek Hill's going to have a field day, and Jalen Waddle's going to be waddling into that end zone. I like them full throttle at the Hard Rock. Give me Miami walking away, minus 3.5.
All right,
Jags.
Miami minus 3.5 for the Slickster in game number 3. Aaron, where are you going for game number 3?
Take me to Miami. I'm going Jacksonville.
Oh!
Not without Ramsey.
Because honestly, I feel like the teams are pretty evenly matched right now, and I know Jacksonville is hungry to start the season off hot. They fell off at the end of last season. We all know how that happened. They're definitely coming. They're looking to make a comeback, and Miami's missing Bradley Chubb, who led the team in sacks, which is definitely going to give Trevor Lawrence a huge advantage in the pocket.
Okay, there you go. So we have a little dissension in the ranks here on the show. Very good. So Aaron's got Jacksonville plus 3.5. Slick's got Miami minus 3.5. Jimmy, where are you going for game number 3?
Game number 3. I'm going out to the Midwest, to the great state of Ohio, Cincinnati, with the Patriots.
Okay, New England and Cincinnati. Cincinnati minus 7.5. Joe Burrow and the boys open over the touchdown, minus 7.5 over the Patriots. Who do you like here, Jimmy?
You know, you have to figure if Jamar Chase is playing and T. Higgins is playing, Joe Burrows is going to be healthy, finally, after last year. You got to go with the Bengals. Too strong. This is not Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. This is Gerard Mayo and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think it's a great pick, too, by the way. Cincinnati, I think there's a reason that they're 7.5. That half point, people overlook that half point. Why 7.5? I think the odds makers think that Cincinnati could run away with that game. New England, like you said, just starting a new era. Well, they tried to start a new era, and now that quarterback is gone. Now they're going to try again. You're absolutely right. Cincinnati minus 7.5. All right, let's go to game 4. Slick, where are you going?
I'm going to the Sunday night game, prime time. I love the Sunday night game. We're going to the Motor City. We're going to Ford Field, right? The old acronym, found on road dead. That's what's going to happen to the Rams. They're going to be found on the road dead. There you go. And I drive a Ford, so I'm not knocking them.
Detroit minus 4 at home over the Rams. I guess you got Detroit here, huh?
Yeah, wild card game rematch. It was a great NFC wild card game, if you recall, last season. But I like it, even though Matthew Stafford is heading back home. They don't love him there no more. He was their favorite son for many years, but now he's leading a new club, the Rams. But I like the Lions. I think they're going to continue to play very well, as they have under head coach Dan Campbell. So, yeah, Big D, give me the Lions at home and lay in we're laying some chalk. We're laying 4.5.
Well, that's what you do, though. You like to lay the chalk.
I do.
Not a bad bet in week 1. Week 1 last year, chalk did very, very well. Yep. So, Aaron, where are you going for game 4?
Take me to Sunday Night Football. I'm going to the Lions as well, and I'm taking the Lions over the Rams. You got to remember the Rams are going to be without Aaron Donald. He just retired. Yeah. He was a key component of their defense, so now they got some work to do on that side. And the Lions did a lot of work in the preseason and the offseason trying to fill their secondary defense, so you know they're going to be solid there, and their offense is better overall.
Okay, very good. So both of you have Detroit minus 4. Jimmy, where are you going for game 4?
Game 4, I'm going to upstate New York. Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park in Buffalo.
1
against
o'clock
the
game.
Arizona Cardinals.
1 o'clock game. Buffalo minus 6.5. Arizona coming to town. Who do you like here?
You gotta love the home team. You've gotta love the Buffalo Bills. It's also going to be DeMar Hamlin's first game as a starter since the terrible thing that happened to him back in 2022.
All right, very good. Jimmy taking Buffalo at home. Josh Allen and the boys try to get it righted and get on the right track to hopefully another AFC and maybe Super Bowl appearance up there in Orchard Park. Buffalo minus 6.5 over Arizona. All right, there you go. There's our 4 picks. Well, I don't think we stirred any controversy at the house for Thanksgiving, but that's all right. Jimmy set the bar pretty high here for guests on the show.
Good Arizona, I don't know about
good
that
picks, good analysis. Very, very nice. What, Delgado?
Yeah, nobody picked any Jet game or Dallas game.
Because that's Monday.
Wait, look, let us have our own misery on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, Jets play Monday, Delgado.
That's right, Delgado. Jets lose, play Monday,
man.
right.
Jimmy, great job. Awesome job. Thanks for joining us. What's your favorite show to watch every night? Please say us.
Live from Studio 6B.
All right, there's your odds makers. Week 1, Aaron.
That was great.
Great job, Slick. Jimmy, great job. We're off and running with the guest pick. Oh man, I love this.
Yep.
We
Lights,
set the
camera,
bar high.
and that was nice what you did. You got him off screen before he changed his mind. Good move.
I like that.
Please say us.
Would have been great if you said, well, Matlock is on, you know.
Marvin Harrison Jr. The album just comes out.
All right, we're in the commercial break. Jimmy, that was great. Great job.
That was awesome.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, thanks. Pleasure. You guys are awesome. I couldn't pick a better crew for her to work with. I tell you, it's been fantastic.
Oh, believe me, I could. We're terrible. We're horrible people.
Oh man, some would say she didn't really luck out ending up with us, but
that's true.
No, she has been fantastic.
Been great.
You guys are like family. It's awesome.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Aaron.
And great job on the odds makers. You set the bar high. Great stuff. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Thanks so much, Jimmy. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, Dad.
All right.
See you.
Bye.
Bye, Dad.
Bye.
Bye, Aaron's dad.
All right, that was great.
That's it. Lights, camera, Aaron.
Aaron, he was great. He was great.
Yeah, you could tell he'd studied TV and radio in college.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah,
good analysis, good timing by all three of you there. Perfect to the end of the segment, and we took a little time with Kevin in the beginning. So what was that, about 10, 11 minutes?
It was about 11 minutes.
That's probably what we'll need on average, about 10, 11 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
But that gives all the other guests just a great. That's a great example of what it should. They don't need to. We just need a couple bullet points on why you like the game. I don't care if you tell me you like the color of the uniform. That's fine.
You like that Ford Field? Found on road dead.
That was good. It's like, that's a good one right there.
Rams found on the road dead.
Well, people in the chat thought Jimmy was great too.
Yeah.
Oh,
is Jimmy invited to Damon's next pool party?
No, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he'll look like those skeletons when he shows up. That's the next pool party.
Shut up, Slick. Yes, Broke Spoke is right. Jimmy set the bar high. Yeah, that's the way it's
Broke Spoke, I think, is going to be a guest on one of the
shows. Okay. There you go.
The old Broke.
Do we know who's on next week yet? Are we doing it live?
I think Aaron's got them all planned out. So
I got them all planned out. Let me check the calendar.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Next week is Jimmy the Geek. Oh.
It's not loading. Chip Johnson.
Chip off.
Chip. All right. Chip
Old
Johnson's
Chip
next
Johnson.
week.
Old Chip.
Is Chip in the chat?
Chip Johnson.
Does Chip have a chat name?
Old Chip Johnson.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't think it's Old Chip
I
Johnson.
don't remember. I don't have the email. I just have the calendar up in front of me.
Wood chipper.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Man, that was fun. That was fun. Jimmy was great. You guys were all great. Good first odds makers of the season. And man, just wish it was sponsored by like Mohegan Sun or somebody else.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But we'll see how the results are. I'll post as I did last season when I get back to the studio tonight. I'll get all those games written down and we'll post it on social media.
Great.
So everybody knows who's what games everybody's rooting for. So we'll do that. But those of you who are a part of this now this year, there's another 17 of you from the audience that have been chosen to join us. That's how it goes right there. That's simple.
Right. Yeah.
You don't need to just give us a couple ideas why you like them. You can tell us you like the color of their jersey. That's fine too. Just have some fun. You don't need to
Right.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Just have fun. Give us a couple facts why you like them, if it's your hometown team, or why you like whoever you're picking, and that's it. Just keep it flowing. So
Do we know who the person is for next week and where they're going to be checking in from?
Next week is Chipper Jones, right? No, he played baseball.
Chipski44 in the Rumble chat.
In the Rumble chat, who? Chip what?
Chipski44.
Chipski44. Okay, Chipski44.
Get ready.
First name, I believe we think is Chip, right?
Yeah, it's Chip.
Yeah.
Chip's next week. So Chip, if you watch that, there you go. That's how you do it. So
that's how you do it. That's
very good.
Yeah,
so
great template.
All right, let's do some news with Rick Delgado. News is brought to you by our friends at 7 Cells, 7cells.com. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, I know how you love these stories, Damon. That's why I bring them for you. This coming from John Solomon's Just the News.
Yeah.
It's not one of those.
I love him.
House Speaker Mike Johnson Friday unveiled a continuing resolution, a CR, Damon. You love those.
Now, is the what happened to the SAVE Act being tied to this
we'll
deal?
See what's happening. It says, according to this story, the resolution would fund the government through the end of March of next year, 2025, as the federal government heads towards a partial shutdown. The resolution includes the SAVE Act, the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, which previously passed the House in July. The SAVE Act requires voters to prove their citizenship in the United States in order to vote in federal elections. Republicans have largely united around voter ID legislation, but the inclusion of the SAVE Act means the resolution is not likely to pass the Senate, where the Democrats have claimed the issue is a non-starter because illegal immigrants are already not voting in federal elections, unless, of course, you check everything and notice that, hey, some of these people tend to be illegal immigrants voting in federal elections. Today, House Republicans are taking a critically important step to keep the federal government funded and to secure our federal election process, Johnson said in a statement. Congress has the responsibility to do both, and we must ensure that only American citizens can decide American elections. So there it is. It is included, according to Mike Johnson, and this story from John Solomon.
Anybody think the Republicans have the you-know-whats to shut it down?
Nope. No, sir.
Thank you. No, of course not.
Those bowling bags are empty, if you know where I'm going.
Yeah, they're more worried about the shutdown than anything else. They're more afraid of that, or at least they've shown up to now. But hope springs eternal, as they say, but we'll see. So, all right. Anything else, Delgado?
All right. Real quick, I don't know if you caught this quick headline. I'll make some time for the other two boys. Alan Dershowitz has left the Democrat Party. And says
I didn't know he was still there.
And he says he will be voting for President Trump. He just has to answer that pesky little Epstein Island question. And then I guess everything will be okay. So you got that going on. And, of course, also RFK has won in Michigan. He is going to be removed from the Michigan ballot. Again, this one coming from John Solomon's Just the News. The Michigan Court of Appeals ordered earlier today that former independent presidential candidate RFK Jr.'s name be removed from the ballot for the upcoming November election. It's crazy that the Democrats fought so hard to keep him off the ballot. And then once he got on the ballot, now they're fighting so hard and going to court to make sure he stays on the ballot. Those pesky Democrats always trying to save democracy. Anyhow, so there you have it. A couple of quick things there for you, Damon.
All right, very good. I hear people in the chat saying that Facebook has a warning on us now, probably because of what even is that somehow this is harmful content?
Yes, I'm very harmful.
What is that?
I don't know. That's what the people in the chat are saying.
Pelosi?
So
Probably
have to go check it out. So, Kevin Downey Jr., the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show. Anything else on your radar that we didn't get to today?
Oh, sure. This comes from the New York Post. So two of these Tren Diaragua, I'm not sure how to say it, gang members in Aurora, they were busted before tampering with evidence over a murder. And, the communists, they can't have their street thugs in jail. So these two were released on a $1,000 bond. And they are out and back on the street and patrolling in their usual hood. Now, keep in mind, earlier, I think it was last night even, we learned that an apartment complex in Dallas was taken over, or near Dallas, by the same gang members. Folks, if you're wondering why we don't just lock them up, they're not here to be locked up. They're here to sow chaos and violence. If you lock them up, then they're pointless to the mission. So we're going to see more and more of these guys. I think you saw the Haitian who raped a 15-year-old disabled girl in Boston let him out a $500 bond because he's not doing his job if he's in jail. They were brought here to cause crimes. Remember, you can't have communism when people are happy with capitalism. They have to tear the whole nation down, make everyone terrified, and then and only then, that'll be the crisis. That'll be the end of the crisis, and then comes normalization, where communism springs up. So don't be shocked. I keep telling people say, I can't believe they let another one out. Of course, that is what they do. That is what they do. Look at Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg, the DA in Manhattan, he cannot keep someone in jail. There's a guy who raped his 15-year-old cousin, and they hit him with a 30-day stay in Rikers Island. 30 days. But they didn't keep him in jail or anything. Let him go. Said, you'll come back, you'll do your 30 days. Well, in an hour and a half, he sexually assaulted 6 people last summer. In 90 minutes, sexually assaulted and attempted to rape one woman who happened to have been hanging a painting the night before and left the hammer on her night table and bashed the animal in the head. But this is going to continue, so don't be surprised when it does, because that's why they are here. That's why the border's open. This is all a carefully plotted out plan, and it will continue in that direction. I promise you. And you want another one?
No, I got to get to sports here. But Kevin Downey Jr., the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, 10 to 11, 103.9 WLI News, right here in Long Island. Slick, got a couple minutes left. What's the scoreboard say?
Yeah, so out in Brazil right now, at the half, Packers lead the Eagles 19-17. Good game, back and forth. I think that one's going to go right down to the wire like last night's opener in Kansas City. So 19-17 Pack over Philly. And, Francis Tiafoe just took the third set, 6-4 over Taylor Fritz to go up 2 sets to 1. He's trying to get to the final on Sunday against world number 1, Yannick Sinner. That should be a blazing game, but I think Fritz is going to have something to say before it's all over. Mets win a big one in 10. They edge the Reds 6-4. Big win for the Mets as they try to make it into the playoffs. We talked about that a little bit earlier. And, Big D, I'm going to throw it back to you with about a minute and a half to go so you can get some other stories.
All right, Slick, very good. Nothing else really to get to on a Friday night. The only thing I wanted to get to, and I did get to it this morning on the morning stream, was this Alan, or was his name Alan Lickman or whatever, Lick the world.
Yeah.
Is it Alan Lickman? Is that the predictor guy that he got to? The guy who predicts all the presidential elections since, I guess, 84 he's gotten right. And he came out with his prediction on this one, and he's got Kamala winning. And I went through this morning, and it's actually from our friend Matt Margolis over at PJ Media, who breaks this down on why this Nostradamus and his selection this year is just wrought. Of course, the media doesn't care. They run with it. Oh, Alan Lickman, big segment tonight on CNN. Look at this. He's never been wrong. It's just the model is just total nonsense. So we don't have time now because we got to end the show. But if you watched me this morning, you can go watch the tape, and I broke it down why it's nonsense. But great job by everybody on the show. As always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, emergency personnel, EMTs, everybody. Slick, great job. Kevin Downey Jr., Rick Delgado, great what even is that. Aaron Fran, great job as always. Jimmy, thanks for joining us on the Odds Makers. Great job by everybody involved. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you Monday morning. We'll see you Monday night right here live from Studio 6B.